Bill King joining us, the king of college football talk. Heard every Monday through Friday, Nashville Sports Radio, 6 to 9. Bill, how's your Wednesday going?
Good, guys. Always good. Appreciate it.
We're feeling a little jilted in Arkansas these last couple of days. I know you saw the news about Mike Woods announcing he's transferring 2 days after the spring game. I mean, nobody saw this coming. And Woods was going to be a big part of Arkansas's offense next year, and we're just sort of left scratching our heads here. It doesn't make any sense for anybody.
I was going to ask you, what was the cited reason, or was there one?
You never pointed to anything, really. I mean,
I think a lot of the fans, Bill, were pointing towards maybe like some disagreements between him and Kenny Guyton, the new wide receivers coach, but. He came out yesterday mid-afternoon, Mike Woods did, and said that there was no issues between him and the coaching staff, and he complimented the coaching staff. So we really don't know what led to this decision. It's just very, very out of left field, out of the blue.
You know, Bill, there's been two bits of transfer news the last 2 days involving Arkansas athletics. One of them where Mike Woods has had to tamp down the rumors about, disagreements with Sam Pittman and or Kenny Guyton. And then Desi Sills announces he's going to Auburn, and he throws total shade at the former coaching staff that he played for before. So it's been very interesting to see.
I guess the moral here, guys, would be, and it's not like we just started dealing with transfers, but with the freebie rule, get used to shocking transfer rules at odd times of the year. That's going to become norm. That's going to become, hey, what's the shocking? You're going to have people pulling up when usually they'd stick it out a little bit longer, maybe before the spring game announced that they're going to leave. We're entering, guys, I'm just telling you, and we'll make the best of it on the shows. But with the transfer rule and the name and likeness, we are entering or re-entering the Wild West.
Yeah.
In college football.
It's a new reality. It's really not even – we don't even know what the reality is. You're calling it the Wild West, and I think that's a 100% accurate way to look at it because it's like a new frontier. It's unexplored territory.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm against all this, but it doesn't matter. They didn't call me for a vote, and it's going to add entertainment. It's going to add another flavor to our show. So from that angle, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Well, we kind of thought that this would be that Arkansas might have the best 1-2 tandem wide receiver core in the SEC, and not the case now. Who do you think? Could you point to another couple of receivers in the SEC that that might be the best 1-2 tandem for next year? Is it at Georgia?
Well, it'll be Alabama, and everybody's going to say, "Well, did you just see who they lost? They're loaded. They're loaded." They had a freshman this spring out of Florida that they're saying is Julio Jones. Okay, so they different shapes and sizes. The Smitty and Waddle, they were the smaller receivers, but dynamic. The next wave at Alabama will be your bigger receivers, and that's the group that's the best group, will develop this fall as the best group.
Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio joining us here on Halftime. A little bit of some SEC news that's been coming across. Former Michigan quarterback Joe Milton announced he's transferring to Tennessee. Apparently he's been in the transfer portal since February, found his home in Knoxville. Do you see Milton, who had a little bit of success in Michigan, do you see him making an impact with the Tennessee Volunteers?
Quarterback room is 5 deep now. You've got another transfer, Hendon Hooker from Virginia Tech there. So that's 2. You have Harrison Bailey, former 5-star quarterback out of Marietta, who played a little bit as a true freshman. You have Brian Maurer, and you have a freshman, Caden Salter out of Texas, who hasn't practiced yet. He's there midterm, but he got in trouble, and he hadn't practiced at all yet. So they got 5 people in there. And Milton is just like Finley down at LSU. And they kind of burst on the scene at the same time. One's redshirt freshman, one's a true freshman. Both are built like NFL tight ends. They're 6'5", 250. They supposedly have an arm that allows them to throw it from Fayetteville to Tulsa, right, and back. But I don't see it on the field. They're pretty. They get off the bus. They're pretty. They walk out there in the huddle, they're pretty. When they break the huddle, they're pretty. And then I don't see anything. So I was surprised. Now, he's a Florida kid, and I'm assuming Heupel probably tried to recruit him when he was at UCF to no avail, and maybe he sees something in him. That's the only thing, but I didn't see anything in him.
The other thing I think a lot of people didn't see, kind of keeping it in the SEC, was ESPN came out with their new FPI Top 25. And you saw the familiar names at the top: Bama 1, OU at number 2, Clemson 3, Ohio State at 5. Bill, I don't know if you've seen this or not. Have you seen who ESPN put at number 8 in this FPI poll?
I did not.
Mississippi State at number 8 in the FPI poll.
Yeah, wow. You know what? I actually, in retrospect, I saw somebody tweet that. I didn't see the list,
right.
But wow. I mean, I don't have a good explanation.
I was going to say,
they'll be. I was just going to say they'll be improved just because it's year 2. And,
right.
and Leach is, as much as I like Mike, he's a developed taste, right? I mean, he walks in first in the locker room and he's going to tell everybody quit. Leach, I'm telling you, the guy you see on TV ain't the same guy. He walks in there and says, all of you guys who are the least bit unhappy, leave now. That's the way he began. And then he starts booting people off during camp, right? This is a year-end, so everybody kind of knows what he's like. But, no, I don't think they're a top 50 team, much less top 8.
Last thing before I throw back over to Phil, we've been having a fun conversation today, being National Kindergarten Day. Do you have any, like, A, do you remember your kindergarten teacher back when you were in kindergarten? And B, do you have any good Bill King kindergarten stories?
Yes. I went to Catholic schools. I'll keep it clean. I went to Catholic schools from kindergarten through 5th. And then I went to private schools after that, all boys private schools after that. But in kindergarten, I was, for some reason, when they would let the first graders come to the class or something, I didn't like it. So I told my mom about it, and the teacher came and assured me that the big bad first graders weren't going to beat us up. That's my only memory of kindergarten, and it was a Catholic one, and we went to Mass every morning. How old are you in kindergarten, like 5? So you're going to Mass every morning, and I just and then I remember the day they brought the fire truck there, and they showed us, how they used the fire hose. But I don't have anything more humorous than that, though.
Well, just remembering stuff from kindergarten shows great memory, Bill. So I think that you got that working for you. I thought
every first grader looked like Kumar Rocker and was going to come beat me up, so I was worried.
I remember feeling that same way about all the big first graders, too. Hey, speaking of Kumar and Vandy
they all
baseball.
looked like SmackDown. They were all 6'5", 320. They were going to get it.
Yeah, that's right.
I'd be scared, too, if they came into the classroom.
I saw Tim Corbin he pointed out, and I know Nashville's got certain restrictions still for gatherings.
Oh, yeah.
But Tennessee and Knoxville, man, they showed out for that series, and Tim was a little envious of it, and he let I guess he made a statement about it, and the athletic director, kind of had to call him in, and I don't know if she read in the riot act or whatever, but I kind of thought Tim ran his own show there.
Yeah, he does. No, they didn't. I can promise you, they didn't. Tim calls them in. They don't call him in. And I think the new city rules, guys, I think you're allowed 40 to 50% now. Okay. And Tim was basically saying, we're going to Knoxville, and they've got this crowd that's on us. I mean, they're all over us. And they hit 3. One guy hits 3 home runs, drives in 7 in the game 2. They hit back-to-back off Leiter. And anyways, game 3, Vanderbilt got the bats out and took the series. This Tennessee team is a very good team. And I'm telling you, they're like Freddie Krueger. They don't die. But anyways, Corbin said, look, guys, we need some of that back home where we're at. That's what he was trying to say. Yeah.
Well, they're home this weekend against Mississippi State. And, I think the two best series this weekend are Arkansas, Carolina, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt. I think these are these are really 4 of the teams that are these are 4 out of the 5 teams that have 10 wins or more in the SEC. So this is big time.
It is. And this time they were sitting on the game plan for Tennessee was sit on that fastball, which can get up to 97, 98. And not worrying about his other stuff, which he didn't have much of it. And they were just, players in this league, man, if you're just throwing 97, I don't mean just, but, and even if it's lighter, they were putting it on a tee on him. I was shocked.
Well, I still think Arkansas and Vandy will see each other at some point this season.
Oh,
Whether
yeah.
it's in
Gotta
Hoover
happen.
or in Omaha, it's got to happen. I agree. And we'll be talking about
I
that
hope
with
it's
you when
Omaha.
it does.
I don't want to see. I want nothing on the resume before Omaha. That'd be
Okay.
my hope. That way
All
we
right.
don't have anything to look back on and say, oh, they played this one time or whatever it was. No, Omaha, somewhere.
Maybe in a couple of months. We'll see about that. Bill, appreciate your time as always. Have
Thank
a
you,
great
guys.
week.
Thanks.
You got it. Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio, king of college football talk and the prince of college baseball talk. Hey, don't forget about the Fence Man. That's the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The whole process is easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. 18 months, same as cash financing, is available now at the Fence Man. If you need a new fence, gates, or anything that involves a fence, call the Fence Man at 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. And I'm not afraid of getting on an airplane, closing my eyes for a couple of hours. I got to run to Drake Field, so the boys are taking you the rest of the way for Change My Mind. And I'll see you guys in Columbia, South Carolina tomorrow afternoon at Founders Park. How about that? Okay?
That sounds good. Be safe in the friendly skies.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. Have a great day.
All right, we'll be back. We'll finish up halftime coming up next.